Hey everybody, this is Andrea Mueller here at Prime. I haven't gone live in a while, but we thought it would be great to go live and tell you about an upcoming change that is happening with our fuel and route optimizer. So I brought Sam. We're here in a closed office at our Springfield terminal. We are requiring masks as part of our new procedures, but we are in this space. We're more than 6 feet apart, and we will disinfect everything after we're done. So we don't want to get any hate comments on that. We did bring our masks. We've been wearing them in the hallways. So if you have any questions about recruiting, you can ask those. I'll answer those at the end. But this is going to be focused on the fuel and route optimizers. So if you have any comments about that, you can just comment, and we will get to those as Sam talks about this upcoming change. So let me flip around the camera here. Hey, Chad. All right.
Good afternoon. Appreciate everybody taking the time to watch. Just wanted to quickly explain what we hope is a major, exciting new option that's being added to the fuel and route optimization process. So just as a quick reminder, Fuel and Route is the fuel and route optimization package software that Prime uses to help minimize drivers' fuel and routing costs. So many of you, I'm sure, hopefully most of you are familiar with running a macro 27 to get a fuel and route recommendation, or if you're a company driver, you're familiar with automatically getting a fuel and route recommendation whenever you're dispatched. One of the things that we had identified as kind of an ongoing issue is that a lot of independent contractors had mentioned to us, and we just found through conversation and things, that a lot of independent contractors weren't remembering to run a fuel and route recommendation until it was too late almost for the fuel optimizer to really do its job. So, you know, they were nearly out of fuel by the time that they remembered to run a fuel and route recommendation, if they remembered to run one at all before they needed fuel. So as a potential solution to that, and something that we hope is a benefit to you all, starting tomorrow at approximately noon, all independent contractors will be opted into a program where we will automatically send you a fuel and route recommendation at the point of dispatch. It's simply a recommendation. It's for informational purposes only. It's not a requirement that you follow the recommendation, but we will send it to you at dispatch. It will provide you both fuel and route information for your upcoming dispatch. I highly encourage that even if you have a system that you think works great right now for fuel buying, I highly encourage you to take a look and see if the recommendations that we're generating are different than what you would normally do as far as fuel purchasing and routing goes. It's just a really good double check on what your dispatch plan is. Keep in mind the fuel and route optimizer takes into account so many variables that you or I as a human being could never take into account. So definitely, hopefully it's a benefit to you that we're going to be sending these to you at the point of dispatch. Like I say, it's a recommendation only. Company drivers are still required to follow the fuel and route recommendation. Independent contractors, recommendation only, not required to follow it. Also, if you don't find the information to be valuable, which hopefully you do, you can opt out of the program at any time. If you contact your dispatcher, they can walk you through how to opt out of the program. I really encourage you, though, if you haven't used the fuel optimizer recently, maybe it's been several months or years since you've used it, or you've never used it at all, before you I would request that you give it 2 or 3 weeks of getting these automated optimizations before you request to be opted out of the program by your dispatcher. We think it would be very valuable for you to stay opted in. So just some exciting, hopefully exciting changes that are upcoming tomorrow on the optimizer. So.
All right, Leroy Dickey said that's awesome news. We'll take that comment. Bruce Campbell said, does it take into account tolls?
Yes, it does. So that is one of the most powerful things that the fuel optimizer does, is that on every single route it has accurate toll information that it takes into account when generating a fuel and route recommendation for you. And I'm sure, as you know, being a driver, some of these tolls are astronomical, so they can really should impact your fuel and route planning, and they do as part of the optimizer.
And there was an update in this?
It was probably 6 to 8 months ago that we upgraded
A while back.
Well, even maybe more than that. Honestly, now time flies, but we upgraded to the 2019 Fuel and Route Optimizer a while ago, and it currently accurately reflects toll costs. In the past, it didn't do nearly as good of a job of reflecting toll costs as it does today. We're really confident that it's all the information as far as tolls go are correct today in the optimizer.
I know in the past we got questions about their fuel levels being off on their gauges. What did the update do for that?
Good question. So a lot of the time, the actual gauge that's on your dash might not be reporting an accurate fuel level. So currently, if you are as part of the Fuel and Route Optimizer, currently we grab the fuel level off of your truck automatically, and it's through a system that's independent of your actual fuel gauge. So even if your fuel gauge on your dash is reading incorrectly, we still can grab an accurate fuel level from the exact fuel system on the truck and use that for optimization purposes. In the past, we required you to provide your own current fuel level, and obviously if your dash was wrong, the information that you provided was wrong. So we use the exact fuel information now. It should be really accurate for you.
All right, so if you guys are just tuning in, this is Sam Messick, and he's talking about the change which goes into effect tomorrow. So comment and let us know what you think of the fuel optimizer and the updates we've made. John Blevins said, do all drivers get this now?
All independent contractors, yes. Advanced fleet units, independent contractors will get an automated recommendation at the point of dispatch. I'll mention too, if you get a recommendation, but you want to enter like a route through location or something for fuel and route purposes, you're more than welcome. The Macro 27 is not going away. It will still be available through the Prime mobile app or through the Qualcomm, so you're more than welcome to run another recommendation as soon as you get the automatically generated one and put your route throughs and stuff in there if you would like. So,
Lunch Money Express, I like that name. Is it going to be actually in the route? A lot of times it's almost 30 miles or more out of route.
So if it's that significantly out of route, please holler at the fuel desk, give them a call. They'll reach out to me and pass along the information. Please make sure you include your order number or unit number whenever you're giving them the information, and I'll dig into it and see what the issue is. It really should never be taking you that far out of route. Also, as part of this automated recommendation, if you pay for Navigo, so if you're enrolled in the Navigo routing software that Prime uses, it will automatically load the recommendation to Navigo, so your fuel stops will automatically be loaded in there.
All right, and we did have some fuel network program changes real quickly. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so just quickly to summarize, currently within our fueling network, TA Petrol and Loves are the most competitive across the board. Pilot Flying J previously was our most cost-effective vendor, our cheapest vendor. Today, that's TA Petrol and Loves. I highly encourage you, if you've gotten used to fueling at Pilot Flying J's, take a look at the pricing, use the optimizer. You're going to find that 95+% of the time, there's a TA Petrol or Loves that's probably the most competitively priced close by. Also, that's just on the diesel side that they're very competitively priced. They're also the cheapest. TA Petrol and Loves are the cheapest when it comes to DEF. They offer $1.25 off per gallon on DEF versus $1 per gallon with Pilot Flying J. And then TA Petrol and Loves both offer very robust rewards programs. TA Petrol offers 4 times the points, free drink if you buy over 60 gallons worth of fuel. They also offer a free ultra credit if you buy over 60 gallons, which gives you a free meal, a free shower, a free parking spot. Their locations. Loves is giving all Prime drivers, regardless of how many gallons you buy, with them 4 times the points. They're also giving free drink refills, free showers, and free tire pass. And that, like I said, both those programs, TA Petrol and Loves, are regardless of how many gallons you buy with them in a month. You're just automatically promoted onto that. And then Pilot Flying J, they've negatively changed their points program with Prime. So they're only giving 1 times the point, or 1 point per gallon on your first fill, and then every 75 gallon or more fill after that in the month, you get an extra half point up to a limit of 4 times the points. That program resets monthly, and you actually have to log into the PFJ mobile app to opt into the program every month. So definitely some really good programs with TA Petron Loves. Hopefully you can take advantage of those benefits.
John clarified, he said, do company drivers get this already? So the fuel optimizer auto recommendation.
Yes, company drivers automatically get a fuel optimizer recommendation at the point of dispatch, as long as we're getting a fuel reading from your unit. If we're not, we're going to send you a message asking that you manually send in a macro 27 in order to get a recommendation. I'll mention too, we did a Facebook Live and asked for feedback. I'll ask for feedback here too. One of the things that we're considering is automatically generating a new fuel and route recommendation for drivers that are on the automated program after midnight Eastern Standard Time, whenever fuel prices change every day. So if you were on a multi-day dispatch, we would automatically send you a new recommendation based off of what fuel price changes went into effect at midnight. That way, it's really just giving you the most up-to-date, most accurate information available. So if you think that would be valuable, if you'd like that, would you mind just commenting below and letting us know, or if you have a reason why you don't think it'd be valuable, let us know that too. If we get good feedback on that, that's something that we'll look to make happen in the near future.
Lunch Money Express said, I know it's not fuel, but we need an option, yes or no, for the nearest washout in Prime Network. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I actually, there is, that is available, I believe, through Navigo. Let me see, we've actually had some conversations about like a wash optimizer, but let me get an update on that, and I'll pass that information along to you.
On that note, on the Facebook Live, I know somebody asked about the reefer or trailer
fuel
optimizer.
Reefer optimizer. It's something that is really the largest outstanding item that we have with our software provider as far as future development goes. We're probably looking a couple months out on making that happen, but if there's a situation where you don't need unit fuel but you need reefer fuel, that's where this would come into play. You could get an optimization just for reefer fuel.
Dee's Tech said, the only problem I was experiencing a few weeks ago, the fuel optimizer would send me out a route like 100 miles. So like you said, just call the fuel desk.
Yeah, for sure, call the fuel desk. One thing that I'll mention too is, the fuel and route optimizer is a separate system. Let's say you're using some type of other routing software to actually generate a route. The fuel and route system is going to generate what it believes to be the most beneficial route from a toll cost perspective, fuel cost perspective. If you're using a different routing software, it might want to take you a different way. If you want to go a different way than what Fuel and Route recommends, one of the things that you can do is enter a route through location. So you can pick somewhere that's kind of at the midpoint on the route that you want to take, enter that city and state as a route through location on your macro 27, and then it will basically force the route to change to the route that you want it to be, and then pick fuel stops along that route. So that's just kind of a way to work around the differences in routing recommendations. But if that's not helpful, if you still have an issue or any questions, like Andrea said, call the fuel desk. We'll be happy to take a look.
You've mentioned Navigo. It's optional. Can they sign up for that at any time?
Yeah, I believe so. You can sign up at any time. I believe it's somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but it's somewhere around $15 a month. But it is a really powerful program from what I know of it. You can automatically have fuel stops added to the Navigo routing and stuff. I've heard lots of good feedback on Navigo, so if it's something that you'd like more information on, contact your dispatcher. They'll definitely be able to get you more information on it.
Awesome. Do you have anything else to update there?
No, I think one thing, just last comment, we are always looking for good feedback as far as ratings on our fuel and wash locations. So please, if you have a second, go to the Prime mobile app if you're at a fuel or wash location. and give the rating or give the stop a rating. So in the fuel services portion of the Prime mobile app, if you click on the location, you can actually leave a 1 through 5 star rating. There's like 4 different criteria that we measure. We would really appreciate if folks would go on there and give these locations ratings. We'd love to get hundreds of ratings per location. It's very helpful information for us when we're negotiating pricing with these locations, but also very helpful information to the locations as far as what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, what they can improve in the future. So we'd really appreciate your help on that.
John said, is Navigo for lease or everyone? So company drivers automatically
Company
get
drivers automatically are on Navigo. Independent contractors, it's an option that is available to you. I'll also mention, I'm sure everyone's aware of this, but the fuel and route optimizer is provided to you as an independent contractor. It's not we don't charge for it if you're using it or not using it. So it's a tool that's available. Make sure you're taking advantage of it. We think it's a powerful tool for you, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So
awesome. All right, I'm gonna switch this around and answer some recruiting questions. All right, so I had a question here asking about the permit. Robert said, do I need my permit to come to Prime? So yes, you do need your permit if you're gonna start our CDL training program. We have classes that start every week, and right now we actually are starting classes multiple times per week. So if you're interested, just give recruiting a call. You can Google Prime Inc. or you can call 888-664-9121. But we are recruiting for our training program. We're also recruiting for experienced drivers. You will need your permit from your home state, and I know that is an issue right now with COVID and DMVs being closed. So if yours is closed but you're still interested, we can go ahead and connect you with the recruiter, get you answers to the questions you have. So go ahead and apply online at primeinc.com so we can get that ball rolling and get you started as soon as you can get your permit. The only cost for the program is that permit cost and then $100 as long as you drive for us for a year with your CDL. So if you're tuning in now, if you have any questions, Sam went over the optimizer change. I know that is the title of this, but I wanted to answer some questions on recruiting because we've been getting a lot lately. So if you have questions for Sam, he's still here, and we will turn on the camera if you have more fuel questions. We have a question here about my school in Chicago is closed due to COVID. I do have my permit. Can I still come to Prime? Unfortunately, COVID or Chicago is not an option for us right now. So go ahead and apply. We are looking for drivers out of Chicago. So as soon as the hotspot dies down, I guess that's the wrong term to use. As soon as the hotspot, is no longer a hotspot, we would love to bring you in. So go ahead and apply online at primeinc.com. What we're doing is putting everybody in a status for this situation, and we will email you once we are hiring in your area again. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let me see here. We had another question from Lunch Money Express. He said, is the new fuel going to put in-state taxes with fuel prices? Let me switch this around. Is the new fuel going to put in state taxes with fuel prices?
So keep in mind that your state fuel taxes are incurred based off of where you run your miles, not where you purchase your fuel. So the optimizer takes into account where you're running your miles when it's calculating the cost of state fuel tax. So it basically does all the calculation for you. You don't have to consider state fuel tax as part of your decision-making process. It's just one of the many things that it's considering when making a recommendation for you. It truly is its goal is to make a recommendation for your unit based off of minimizing operation costs. So it's taking into account, like I said, 150 to 160 different variables when it's making a recommendation for you, and state fuel tax being one of them.
All right, we did have another comment here, not that one. Will be there for orientation June 3rd. Awesome. That's exciting here. There was something else I was gonna bring up with recruiting. Oh, for recruiting, we have been getting a lot of questions about Florida. We're still not hiring out of Florida, unfortunately. It's been going on a year now, and I know that's really unfortunate. We'd love to hire everybody out of Florida because we get a lot of interest out of that state, but for us, there's just not enough freight to hire more drivers at this time out of that area. It's a consumption state primarily, not a production state, so our drivers take their trucks home, and we want to make sure that wherever we're hiring from, our drivers have enough freight in and around the area so they can get home time and still be profitable, especially if they're independent contractors. And I did want to update, if you're a current Prime driver, we have our plaza that opened in 2017, and it's quite a hike to come over to our main building. And so we've had a lot of people ask, hey, can we get some more food options out here? I'm out on the pad all day training, or I am just getting through and I don't have enough time to come over to the cafe, you know, park, all that jazz. So we have a new food truck, and I got to try one of the chicken tacos today, and I can confirm it's awesome. It was like a legit street taco. It's so good. So check it out. They're over there Monday through Friday right now from, I believe it's 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. They accept cash and Prime card. So stop by and check that out. It is definitely a benefit. And I'm excited. I don't work on site right now. Unfortunately, I came in for this video, but when I'm back on site, I will definitely be walking out there to get lunch. It was so delicious. Jason King said, after you get your CDL, do you immediately return home to transfer the paperwork and get home license, or do you have a period to wait while TNT? So the FMCSA grants you a certain time period to run with that permit, but we do get you home as soon as possible after you get your pass your CDL exam, so you can get that transferred over and get your CDL in your home state. So it's as soon as possible. Leander said, I'm a flatbed driver, no training under my belt. My brother wants to come to work for Prime and co-drive. Would I do training courses? So it just depends on if you're wanting to, I'm guessing you're currently here. But yeah, if you're wanting to train somebody, if you currently work at Prime and you want to train somebody, you would just, depends on if they had experience. I'm not sure I read that right. So if you want to train somebody, you have to have at least 9 months of experience with at least one winter and meet certain safety qualifications, but your fleet manager can talk to you about that. If you're just wanting to co-drive with them, there are some qualifications, but you do not have to take the full trainer course. Food truck was not bad. That's good to hear. Sculptor Andrew, are you hiring out of Central Mass? If you call recruiting, they can give you a list of where we're currently hiring. They keep updating it. I'm not currently an active recruiter, but if you call 888-664-9121, they can answer that. I believe Massachusetts is one of the areas that is restricted. So if you call them, they can let you know when that opens up, if it's closed right now. Junior's not here right now. We had a question, is the medical office open? Need to get a new medical card? Yes, the Trinity office is open. I actually was down there earlier this week, so you can just give them a call and set up an appointment. Cardinal, on that note, Cardinal Sleep is also open again. They do have limited hours, but they are resuming their sleep studies, and if you need equipment or anything like that, they are here on site as well. Jason King said, with COVID, personal vehicle or rental travel at this time? Yes. Unfortunately, I know it's not ideal. We usually, our normal option is to buy your bus ticket, to have you come in, because it is a good distance usually to get to one of our orientation locations. But right now, just to minimize risk, we are asking everybody to either drive a personal vehicle, if there's room at the orientation facility you're going to rent a car, or to have somebody drop you off. And just ask your recruiter, they can talk to you about reimbursement options on that. What time is it there? You are at Prime Inc. It is 4:26. We're in Central Time. We're in Springfield, Missouri. All right, I think I answered all of those. But if you guys are catching this video and you have any questions about the fuel optimizer, Sam is going to help answer those questions. He is a guru on that. If you have any right now, we'll wait a couple more minutes to answer those. But everything's going good here at Prime. We're doing well, we're busy, we love our drivers. Thank you so much to everybody who's out there running right now. I know my dad's a truck driver, not for Prime, but he's out there hauling freight too. So I appreciate all the hard work. You guys have just been amazing. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'm like, thank God for truck drivers. It's still crazy how many bare shelves there are in some places. Yeah. Kevin Harris said, any word if the company picnic is still going to happen? I do not have a final answer on that right now. They're still discussing the best option. Which is really sad because I love the company picnic. I just celebrated 9 years and I go every year. So it's gonna be a bummer. Lunch money, hey, can we call security to check on a vehicle in upper parking by inbound bay? Yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, you can always call security. They're staffed 24/7 and their number's 417-521-3911. I know I've called them a couple times because I feel like we are a family here, and if I see anything shady at all, I'm quick to call and be like, hey, can you check on this? It's always something that's fine so far, but I'd rather just everybody be safe. Somebody asked, do you guys have drop-in hooks? We do. It's not 100%, but we do have some freight that is drop-in hook. Jason King said, still no toilet paper in my local store. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Yeah, thank goodness for toilet paper. I never knew I had to be so appreciative of toilet paper. All right. Let's see. We got some fuel questions here. Sam, sorry, you started to relax. The fuel stops are running us to empty. It's not good because the APU line is at a fourth of a tank. We should not be running this low. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so we, believe it or not, we've actually gotten feedback from the optimization vendor and stuff that we use that our fuel levels, our minimum fuel levels, are significantly higher than most fleets are. We have built into the optimizer that we don't want to get below about 50 gallons in total between both fuel tanks. So we're pretty confident that at that level, you know, that's a quarter of a tank, you should never be at risk of running out of fuel. If you have a specific example of where you got really low on fuel, let me know. It may just be a gap in the fuel network that we need to take a look at. But this is something too where, you know, running a requesting an optimization early, or like we're going to be doing now, and automatically sending you a recommendation should help make sure that you're never getting too low on fuel. But you should never be at risk of running out of fuel if you're using the optimizer.
On that same note, yeah, Dee's Tech said, yes, I ran to empty the other day and had to use PO for cash. So should he reach out to fuel desk to talk about that?
Yeah, reach out to the fuel desk, and definitely let me know if you don't mind what your trip number was or what your unit number is, so we can take a look and see what happened on that one.
All right, let's see, another recruiting question here. Flip it around. Sorry, we're trying to do this at a distance, which makes it hard. Usually we're side by side. Eric Williams said, our flatbed regional routes available. I'm from Florida from Florida. So we're not hiring out of Florida right now. Unfortunately, out of the lower 48 states, that's the only one that we are absolutely not hiring from. The only time that we'll hire from Florida right now is if you have somebody that's currently driving for Prime as a solo driver and they want to take you on as a permanent team member. So if that is the scenario that you're in, just give recruiting a call and they can walk you through that. But other than that, unfortunately, we're trying to protect the current drivers that are in our fleet. We're trying to protect their earnings and make sure that there's enough freight for them, because we do have about 1,000 drivers from the Florida area, which I love Florida. Wish I lived there. Outside of that, we are hiring in Southern California for intermodal drivers. We're also looking for intermodal drivers in Chicago. Unfortunately, we're not hiring in that area right now, but we are hiring out of the surrounding states, Wisconsin, Indiana, and I'm blanking on the last one. But we are looking for Midwest intermodal drivers. So if you're interested in that, just give us a call. But yeah, we're hiring for refrigerated, flatbed, tanker, and intermodal positions across the country, and we'd love to talk to you if you're interested. Our recruiters are available every day from really 7:30, 7 a.m. Central Time to around 5 to 6 p.m. All right, Charlotte. Yeah, out of Charlotte, North Carolina, we're hiring for refrigerated, flatbed, and tanker drivers. All of those positions would be OTR. Our over-the-road drivers are out 3 to 4 weeks at a time away from home. And we do have company driver and independent contractor options out of your state. Leander said, how many flatbed dedicated accounts does Prime have for Southwest? I don't know that answer. I'm sorry, I have to get with flatbed on that one. Dean Trill said, are you hiring out of Pennsylvania? We are from certain areas, so on that one, you'd want to give us a call so we could look in your specific area. But like I said, if you're interested at all right now, whether you live in a hotspot or not, you can go ahead and apply, so that way we will connect you with an assigned recruiter and work out a timeline of when you can get started and let you know when things do open back up. Kevin said, any dedicated routes in the Carolinas? No, unfortunately, everything in North and South Carolina is going to be OTR. Got another question for you, Sam. Yeah. Does the fuel optimizer reset at a certain time? I stop for my reset, and when I wake up, it gives me an error that it can't read fuel level. This happens 90% of the time.
If you wouldn't mind I'll comment with my email address and send me your unit number. I'll take a look and see what the fuel readings are doing that we're getting from your unit. We should be getting an accurate fuel reading from your unit every 15 minutes, so that should not be occurring.
And this is a live version right now, so it may be hard for Sam to comment back. So if you can go ahead and just put your truck number here, he will reach out to you. All right, I think that, anybody else have any questions? We haven't gone live in a while. Okay, we got your truck number. Thank you for doing that. Sorry.
Yeah,
We don't go live very often on YouTube, but tomorrow we're going to be doing a video, our weekly video, that should be coming out. If you haven't been watching those, we're putting a lot of information. Our owner, Robert Lowe, speaks in those, and a lot of our leadership, and we try to rotate who's talking about new things and that. So if you haven't watched our weekly videos, please check those out. Ted said, hiring flatbed OTR, solo new CDL driver from Connecticut. I'm aware of TNT. Need to spend time with trainer. Yeah, so if you're interested, we have options for any level of experience. So if you have none, or if you have 10 years, we have an option for you. Just give us a call and we can walk you through how many miles or of training you would have to do, if any. Our experienced level is typically 6 months with an OTR or regional route. If it's regional, it needs to be 5 states or more. So if you have over 6 months and it's recent, you wouldn't have to do any training with a trainer. Nerd said, with the situation going on, do we still share a motel room for orientation? So yes, we still are, but our orientation class sizes are significantly reduced. So you may get your own room. If you are not comfortable with that, you could pay for the other part of your room in most locations, but that's something you would want to talk to about with your recruiter. The options vary from location to location. So just keep in mind that, we're taking extra precautions here. We're taking temperatures. We're doing extra sanitization measures. We're asking everyone to wear a mask at orientation. And we're doing our very best to keep everyone safe and healthy. And we appreciate everybody working with us while we go through this time. I look forward to when this is all over, because I like smiling and seeing people smile in the hallway, and it's so weird to see masks. I'm
agreed.
Not a fan of it, but I'll do whatever it takes to keep my Prime fam safe. All right, let's talk about Junior Honduras. I don't have anything to talk about. This guy keeps bringing him up. He's awesome. I don't know why. Sometimes Junior won't post a video for like weeks at a time, but he's great, and when he posts them, we're all about it. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. I know he was in one of our weekly update videos. He did a little video for us with him and his student a while back, but I think he's doing fine. I haven't heard anything. I don't know about Steven, if he's still running here or not. I haven't kept tabs on him. Ted said, I think I'll need to do 50 or 60K. Okay, yeah, just reach out to us. Like I said, our recruiters are awesome. We have a great team here, and they would love to work, with anybody, whether you have no CDL or you have experience, you're probably thinking about doing a lease. There's a lot of options here at Prime, and we know you have questions, and it's a big jump, so we try to be as transparent as possible, answer questions, make you feel comfortable about the switch. The best thing I can suggest, though, is if you're on the fence and you don't work for Prime already, is to talk to current drivers that work for Prime or any company that you're looking to, because recruiters are going to tell you the information they have, but the person who's going to tell you it the best is the person who's doing that position. So reach out to drivers, fuel stops, social media, YouTube. It's a great way to connect with other drivers. Trucker Nick said, is Prime really short on full-size trucks to lease to drivers once done with TNT training? So inventory changes a lot. It changes every single, sometimes daily, weekly. I think right now they do have more lightweight trucks, but if you want to discuss that specifically, I would call Success Leasing and talk to them about that, about what the current inventory looks like. But right now, I know that they just did a big push of upgrades, and they're trying to get people into trucks that want to get into trucks. So you may have to take a lightweight, temporarily. Once you lease for a certain time, you can do a truck order, but leasing will be able to walk you through all of those options and give you the most accurate, up-to-date information on the truck inventory. But we do have Freightliners, Peterbilts, and Internationals here at Prime. And they all come standard with an APU and a 1500 watt inverter. We get those questions a lot. All right, any other questions, guys? We're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, we're gonna do another weekly update video this week. If you guys have other videos that you want us to make, let me know. I'll be doing one on the food truck soon. Probably put it out tomorrow, so you can see where it's located. I know when I came on site to find it, it is a little bit hidden. It's on the training level. It's kind of like tucked away there by the building. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, if you're watching this after the fact, which most of you probably will, please comment below and let us know what you think of the fuel optimizer and what you think of this change. If you have any feedback at all, or if you have any issues, Sam is amazing and he's going to help answer questions and make sure that we, take that feedback and keep making improvements. So thanks for tuning in. Stay safe out there, stay healthy, and we will talk to you later.